What's up, y'all? This is Molly Razae, aka Lil Boot. I'm here with Vuulm. Make sure you download their app for exclusive music from all of your favorite artists. Is a misunderstood street bitch who likes anime and hangs around gangbangers and doesn't do drugs anymore, but makes really good music. Like, I've always been involved with music some type of way. Like, I played instruments when I was a little kid. Like, from the time I was 8 years old, like, I knew I wanted to be a singer, and I always was like in band and chorus and stuff like that. But I didn't actually record my first song until I was 18 years old. And then, like, it was at that time, like, the people I was around, they, like, were making me rap, and I never rapped before, and that's how I, like, figured out, oh, I kind of like how I sound when I do that. I would say probably one of the most important things that I've learned as an independent artist is to, like, stay true to yourself, bro. Like, you can't, like, ride other people's ways or always expect other people, like, to put you in position. Like, sometimes you just have to get up and, like, go do whatever you have to do, even if it means you're doing it by yourself. You know what I mean? You definitely have to have a sense of, like, who you are as a person. Like, know what you stand for and what you don't stand for, because those principles right there will, like, ultimately shape what direction your career goes in and, like, the decisions that you make along the way. So, yeah, just be yourself. That's very important. Good music. One thing about good music is, like, it lasts forever. Popularity doesn't last forever. Like, good music stands the test of time. We know this. I think for the most part, and I'll always say this, Missy Elliott, like, that is and will forever be, like, one of my favorite artists of all time. And I just remember, like, growing up, like, when her music would come on, and you know Missy Elliott is known for having, like, those real, like, eccentric, creative videos, like the stuff that sticks in your head, right? So even when you hear the song, like, that video is playing back in your mind at the same time. I would definitely say, like, from a creative perspective, she's one of my biggest influences. And then with her being, like, a rapper and a singer as well, I feel like that translates over into, like, a lot of my music. And, you know, she was one of those artists that was kind of, like, ahead of her time. And I feel as though I'm one of those artists who are ahead of my time as well, just with, I can't even describe it. It's just, it's too futuristic for people sometimes. You know what I mean? People don't know what to do with it. You just got to enjoy it. I feel like it's completely oversaturated, like, hands down. I feel like, as of right now, today, I feel like hip hop and, like, the culture is kind of reeling back from the whole, like, mumble rap and just, like, whatever goes type of deal. Like, I feel like people are starting to get to a point now where they're craving, like, good music again. You know what I mean? Like, music that has, like, substance and invokes some type of emotion in you versus somebody just being popular and putting out a song and, you know what I mean, doing shows off of that song. Like, as of right now, today, like, this is more recent, you know what I mean? But the industry overall, like, the artist is definitely more in control nowadays than they ever were in history. And as long as you're diligent about, you know, wherever you're trying to get to, like, labels will pay attention to you, you know what I mean? And Me personally, I don't think if I ever get to that point where I have like labels just calling my phone, I don't know if I'll take a deal now the same way I would have taken a deal maybe like 5-6 years ago. I think being independent is definitely the way to go nowadays. I'm a 90s baby, okay? Like, I lived in a world where before there was even, everybody had cell phones. Like, yes. And to be honest, like, if the social media factor was taken out of it, like, most of these people would not have a fighting chance, period. Like, that plays back into, like, the popularity contest thing. You know what I mean? Like, popularity and followers versus good music. Because if social media didn't exist and you didn't have the opportunity to just make everything seem larger than life just to support your music versus having like good music and that carry you a long way on its own, like these people, where would they be? They wouldn't be anywhere. That's why I'm thankful that God blessed me with like actual talent, because I don't have to necessarily rely on popularity. Like, it's cool to be cute and, you know, make everything seem like you know, was just popping and cracking off or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, if you're not hot, if your music is garbage, like, you're only gonna last so long. I don't care. Like, how many rappers have we seen, even in the past 5 years, like, they got a hit single, they been going strong for 2 years, and then they disappear. Like, I'm sure any of us in this room can name, like, 5-6 different rappers right now who were hot just a couple years ago, and you never hear of them anymore. Because popularity only get you so far. I've just been trying to get more real with, like, my story anyway. Like, adding more details into the music as far as, like, what I've been going through all these years, because the music I had before kind of just scratched the surface. It was real, like, drug-induced, and it was cool. But now that, like, that time is coming past, I just kind of want to feed people something that they could feel in their soul. You know what I mean? So, yeah. 2019, Razae, a.k.a. Lil Boot, is giving y'all all the realness, all the dope shit that you've been craving, and that boot up shit, you know what I'm saying? Because we got to pipe up anyway. Alternative. Period. I don't, like, that's like when people try to ask me, like, oh, you're an artist, are you a rapper or a singer? I'd be like, I'm just an artist. Because sometimes you might have songs where it's not necessarily rapping, it's more, you know what I'm saying, doing like that more like melodic, harmony type of thing, kind of like, you know, a Drake type of song, and just, you know what I mean, for the sake of describing it. But, and then sometimes, no, like, I'm rapping, like, I feel like Eve on a track, you know what I mean? Like, tough, hardcore. So I would say I'm definitely, like, well-rounded as far as my music sounds. It's something for everybody. I can't say one thing. Even some for, like, you know, the little young kids who, like, been listening to nothing. Oh, Jesus. I think I have, like, 55 or 56 tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 16 years old, illegally. Most of my tattoos I've gotten within, like, the past 3 years. I have a lot of tattoos that kind of, like, symbolize, like, awareness and spirituality for me. Like this one on my neck, most people think it's like some type of choker or like jewelry or something like that. Like, no, it's a window, like, to the galaxy. And this is gonna sound weird, but I kind of just associate that with, like, spiritual freedom, because I feel like when you pass and, like, your soul leaves your body, it's out there, part of energy in the universe, you know what I mean? So that's what that means for me. Same thing, like, with this rose with the open eye on my hand. It's just like, think about a rose blooming down to the center, and like it's awakening. You know what I mean? And the eye is open in the middle, so it's like I'm woke. Yeah, it's definitely a therapy for me too. Getting tattoos. See, one thing about tattoos is, like, every tattoo you get, like, it's like you're etching a memory into your skin. Like, I can remember where I was and who did them. Yeah, there's only one artist, I can't remember his name, but I still remember his face and where I was at. Yeah, and that was my second tattoo. Behind my ear. Like, it feels like a tattoo every time you get one, but I find that, like, when I'm going through stages where I feel probably a little bit more depressed or, like, numb, that's when I tend to, like, start getting more tattoos again. Because I can just feel something when I feel like I can't feel anything. Like, we weren't rich, but we didn't, like, grow up struggling either. But most of my childhood was me trying to, like, fit in with people that I just, like, did not fit in with. And that, like, made me miserable. You know what I mean? So, like, at home, for the most part, everything was good, you know, besides, like, my mom being sick on and off, like, with breast cancer. I have pretty good memories, except for, like, when I started turning into, like, a preteen and, like, teenager, like, Atlanta, Georgia, ATLNGA, 400 block, North Fulton County. Anybody who try to say I'm not from Atlanta can suck my dick. Sorry. Change of pace, peace of mind. I needed to be in a different space. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was just in this never-ending cycle of dealing with people who always capping me down or flexed up on me or stealing from me, or I would just feel like I was constantly surrounded by people I, like, can't trust. And feeling like that, like, on a date, like, it makes me want to cry right now. Like, feeling like that on a daily basis, like, it takes a toll, like, on you mentally. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to stay in a good, like, space and want to keep pushing forward, especially when, you know, being an artist, because, like, you have to be a very strong person, you know what I mean, to just keep pushing forward even when you have nobody in your corner. Like, y'all see, I don't care. I'll move around by myself. I don't care. But it's crazy because ever since I left, like, everyone that I've talked to is like, oh, wow, your skin's glowing now. Like, oh, you just seem so much happier. And, like, I didn't even notice it until people started pointing it out to me. And I'm like, that says so much about y'all, because if it's that noticeable, like, I don't even have to say anything. Like, this shit is real. Like, y'all were draining me. Like, I'm out here, and even though I get bored as hell sometimes, and I get lonely sometimes, I don't care, because I make more money, and all I have to do is worry about myself, like, and take care of my loved ones. Like, want to send y'all some money and buy y'all some stuff, mail it, whatever, I don't care. And keep going up from here. Like, I'm good. I don't need to go back home. Don't get me wrong, I love the A, but I don't ever think I'll, like, live there again. Houston definitely reminds me a little bit more of back home. It's just a little bit more spread out, but for the most part, it's cool. Like, it's always something to do. It's people to kick it with. Like, Houston, you know, y'all still got, like, that Southern hospitality mindset the same way we do back home, and I fuck with that. I like it. You know what I mean? I really like Inuyasha. That's my favorite anime show in the world. Look, I have a Kagome tattoo right here. It's like my version of Kagome. She's like, you know what I mean? Like, the slut version. Yeah. Love Inuyasha. More recently, I've been watching this show called The Seven Deadly Sins. And it's about, like, these different, like, races of people who all, like, band together, and they're, like, fighting the forces of evil. But it's, like, so emotional through the whole thing. You're just like, everyone's dying. Like, yeah. But no, anime is my shit. I will watch an anime show before I watch, like, a regular show. I don't even watch TV. Like, I watch Netflix and go to, like, watch cartoons online. It's, like, never-ending anime. I don't care what it is. I used to sneak and watch Adult Swim when I was a kid, and that's when they played all the anime shows. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, why don't they show this on the regular? Like, I don't even know what. And it just kind of weird obsession started from there. You know, you like the most stuff that you're not supposed to be watching, right? That's stuff you like the most. So. Mm-hmm.